Okay, so I like to use this model to try and explain simply the differences and similarities between coaching, mentoring, and sponsorship, and when to use each approach. So, if we just take a model that most people are familiar with, and it's the skill will model. And if we just put skill on this side and will here, and if we just label our axes and we put high here, low here, and high here, and just turn it into a BCG matrix. Good old-fashioned 2x2. Now, by skill, what we're talking about here is know-how, and also just the sort of technical skill or the behavioural skill. So that kind of side, the skill, covers a multitude of things. Under will, it's important to note that this just isn't about just kind of doesn't want to, although that can be the case, of course. But more often than not, when I'm coaching, you're dealing with somebody who's low on motivation or actually low on confidence is a big one. And particularly where people have well-being issues, stress, burnout, that can also be a factor. But nonetheless, what that leaves us with is a fairly simple matrix that we can use to look at when coaching, mentoring and sponsorship is relevant. Because here you have high skill and low will. This is somebody who knows how to do something and for some reason isn't doing it. So it's about trying to establish why that is. And I would say that is absolutely a coaching box, but very specifically there, you're coaching to understand. You need to make it really safe for the individual to tell themselves and you the truth about what's happening. And coaching is the best way to do that with no judgment and making sure it's a really safe space for somebody to really tell you what's going on versus potentially what they think you want to hear. This box here represents low skill and low will. And actually, I say that coaching is unhelpful here. You might ask a couple of coaching questions, but really they are to either move somebody into that box there or move someone into that box there. Because really, as a leader, I spend much too much time doing this box. Too much activity here. It feels like hard work, so I think we're attracted to it when we're younger leaders. But actually, this is about manage closely and quickly, because often somebody is better equipped to use their skills somewhere else, and it's in everybody's interest to make that happen if movement isn't possible to either of those boxes. So here we have someone who's got high will, so they really want to do something, but they've currently got low skill. Now, I think that coaching is unhelpful in this box because actually if you just keep asking open questions and somebody really doesn't know what to do because they've never been shown and they haven't got the knowledge, then it can actually be really demoralising. So I think this is absolutely the box where you mentor or train, teach, show, or actually tell. All of those are really useful, and people talk about not being directive. Actually, sometimes being directive for somebody in that box is hugely helpful. And then finally, you've got this box here, which is where you've got high skill and high will. Now, as a less experienced leader, I used to leave people in this box alone because, hey, why do they need me? They've got everything they need to do the job and they're motivated to do it. And instead, I was spending time with people in this box. But commercially, that doesn't make sense. If you coach here for additional performance, you're in effect coaching to take the roof off, is how I kind of refer to it in my colloquial language. So we just, so it's additional growth. And what I quite often do is where I'm working with operational teams, I will say, do you know what, 1 hour here, what does that lead to in terms of percentage ROI versus 1 hour here? What does that lead to in terms of ROI? Because very often, as I said, I was spending lots of time in that bottom box. And actually, on the bottom left, you are not usually adding a significant amount of commercial value. Now, I see sponsorship as sitting outside this. I see sponsorship as being out of the room. So all of those activities are kind of in the room. They are one-to-one, whether or not you are helping somebody through mentoring, you are helping somebody through coaching, or actually whether you're managing performance. For me, sponsorship sits outside. This is what you do when you are helping somebody to navigate what is happening out of the room. They may have all the know-how, they may have all the motivation to succeed, but quite often, especially if there's a glass ceiling in the way, sponsorship is about somebody connecting you with their network. It's about somebody actually giving you their backing, because we all have biases. However much we like to think we don't have, one of the most dangerous biases is I don't have any bias. We all have an unconscious bias, and the clue's in the title. What sponsorship can do is enable people to get promoted, to take advantage of opportunities when actually it's unconscious bias that's in the way. And for me, a sponsor is somebody who can help unlock that by actively promoting somebody's skills and talents to people who aren't in the room, and encouraging people in positions of decision making or power to take an opportunity to take somebody on who previously they may have overlooked. I hope that helps for now.